Welcome to Hidden Costs. We expose what AI costs us. A fake 10-second clip can wreck a life. You hear panic in the breath, dangerous voices in the background, your child begging for help. But it was never real, just audio stolen from social media. We used to say seeing is believing, but that era ended while we scrolled. A single deepfake call cost a company $25 million. The workers saw faces, heard jokes, followed orders from his CFO, except every person on that video conference was a digital ghost. This is the hidden cost of our AI-driven future, the total collapse of shared reality. What once took studios now needs only a credit card. Creating fake videos used to require Hollywood budgets and weeks of rendering time. Now anyone can make a convincing fake. Tools have democratized deception. What took months now takes milliseconds. We are not just losing the ability to spot fakes, we are losing the ability to prove what is real. Our brains trust faces, a vulnerability exploited by fakes. Evolution taught us that if something blinks, breathes, and holds eye contact, it is human. Good enough fakes beat our skepticism. Confirmation bias fuels fake virality. If you see a rival saying something terrible, you don't check pixels, you hit share. This creates the trust tax, a penalty we pay every time we watch a video. Skepticism is mentally costly. When we get tired, we stop caring. Here are the real harms. Deepfake robocalls targeted voters in New Hampshire. A machine mimicked Joe Biden, telling citizens to stay home and not vote. In elections decided by razor-thin margins, how many stolen votes change history? But the most brutal cost is not political, it is personal. Most deepfakes are non-consensual and target women. From global superstars to high school students, you no longer need to be in a compromising position to have your life ruined. You just need to have a face. Liar's dividend: deny real evidence by blaming AI. Professors Citron and Chesney coined this term for a world where criminals claim real videos of their crimes are fake. When everything can be fake, nothing has to be true. So who profits from this chaos? Algorithms reward outrage, not truth. A deepfake sparking outrage generates more ad revenue than any fact-check video ever could. Big tech sells detection tools while building the disease for quarterly engagement metrics. Truth is not dead, it has just become a premium service. 10-second rule. Pause, check liveness, verify source. If a video makes you feel intense anger, it was designed to manipulate you. High-end deepfakes still struggle with micro-textures, like how light hits a human pupil. Support the gatekeepers. Verified journalism just became invaluable. We adapted to Photoshop. We will adapt again. When photo editing arrived, we thought photography was dead, but we learned to read images critically. The real cost is surrendering belief in truth. The hidden cost is not the technology, it is the temptation to give up and become cynical. Do not pay that price. In a world where everything is manufactured, your attention is the most valuable thing you own. Guard it with your life. Let me show you the mechanics behind this threat. Voice cloning copies pauses, breath, and cadence. An AI model does not just copy sound, it copies the emotional weight behind your words. Scammers automate thousands of calls per hour, a numbers game where they only need one victim. Primary targets are the elderly, who may not know voice cloning technology is commercially available. Law enforcement is often powerless because calls originate from overseas servers and money vanishes into crypto wallets instantly. This is a global industry of deception, and voice is just the beginning. Social engineering plus deepfakes bypass human checks. In that Hong Kong case, the fake CFO asked the employee to introduce himself, creating false security. Stolen funds often vanish via crypto mixers. Once transferred, the money was washed through mixers, making recovery impossible for the bank or police. This headline woke up the corporate world. If a multinational firm can be fooled, what chance does a small business have? Adopt code words and multi-factor authentication for calls. Companies are implementing security protocols because trust is no longer the default setting. We are entering a post-reality era where the tools get better every single week. AI quality improves exponentially year to year. The difference between AI images from 2 years ago and today is not linear, it is explosive. This speed is terrifying for truth, but exciting for creativity, a double-edged sword cutting both ways. Our brains evolved in small tribes, where seeing someone meant they were physically there. We carry ancient hardware in a modern world, and bad actors exploit this mismatch for profit. They know your cognitive biases better than you do, and they know exactly when you're vulnerable. Late at night, doom scrolling. Your defenses are down. That is when disinformation hits hardest. Anger is the most viral emotion on the internet. If they can make you angry, they can make you click, share, and believe without thinking. When your emotional brain lights up, your logical brain shuts down. You become a puppet for the algorithm. We have seen riots started by rumors. Imagine what happens when those rumors are backed by realistic video evidence. That New Hampshire robocall was a test run proving you can suppress votes without hacking a machine. You just hacked the voter's mind. Cheaper, safer, harder to trace than traditional fraud. The legal system moves at a snail's pace, while AI moves at the speed of light. Legislators are trying to ban deepfakes, but how do you ban code that is already open source? Once the genie is out of the bottle, you cannot put it back in. We must learn to live with it. The darkest corner of this technology is not politics. It is the weaponization of sexuality against women and girls. Statistics show over 90% of all deepfake videos online are non-consensual adult content targeting female victims. For a teenager, having a fake video circulate in their school is a social death sentence, leading to severe trauma. The psychological damage is real even if the video is fake. The shame and bullying are very much real. When it happened to Taylor Swift, the world paid attention, but for millions of ordinary women, there is no recourse. Reporting systems are automated and broken, and victims often hire expensive lawyers just to get videos removed. This chaos helps the guilty. If real video of police brutality emerges, the defense can argue it is a deepfake. Juries are becoming skeptical of video evidence, and the standard of proof is becoming impossible levels for prosecutors. This is the dividend paid to liars. The mere existence of deepfakes allows them to escape accountability for real crimes. Justice relies on facts, and when facts become debatable, justice becomes impossible to administer fairly. Let me follow the money and show you why platforms will not fix this. Outrage is the most profitable commodity on the internet, and their goal is time on site. A shocking fake video keeps you glued to the screen longer than the truth ever could. Algorithms are amoral. They optimize for clicks, not truth, and we are collateral damage in their quest for growth. They traded our collective sanity for a 2% increase in quarterly engagement, a cynical business model. We are addicted to the noise, but we can break the cycle if we become aware of the manipulation. How do we reclaim reality? It starts with slowing down, because speed is the enemy of critical thinking. When you see something sensational, take 10 seconds and ask yourself, does this confirm what I already want to believe? Triangulate your data. If only one random account is posting the video, it is almost certainly fabricated. Technology companies are developing invisible watermarks to label AI content, but hackers will always find ways to remove labels. The ultimate firewall must be your own skepticism and awareness. We need a culture of verification, where sharing unverified content becomes socially unacceptable in our friend groups. Media literacy should be taught in schools, so the next generation can navigate this hall of mirrors. They need to know that just because it is on a screen does not mean it happened in reality. Help the older people in your life by setting up code words with family for emergencies. If you get that scary phone call, ask for the password. A deepfake AI cannot know your family secrets. We are not helpless. Technology changes, but human nature remains consistent, and we have adapted to every media revolution. When the printing press arrived, it spread propaganda, but also spread the Enlightenment. We eventually learned to read critically, and we are in the messy transition period right now. It will get worse before it gets better, but we will survive. Imagine if that worker in Hong Kong had taken 10 seconds to call his boss on a regular phone line. He would have saved $25 million. Skepticism is your best insurance policy in the 21st century. Support independent journalism and the people who do the hard work of verifying facts so you do not have to. Truth is becoming a luxury product. Treat it with the value it deserves, and do not consume cheap, fake junk information. We have covered the scams, the psychology, the politics, and the solutions, and the picture is clear. Trust is under attack. But you can be the lighthouse stopping the spread of lies in your circle. The hidden cost of deepfakes is high, but the price of apathy is even higher. Do not stop looking for truth, because reality is worth fighting for. It is the only place where we can truly connect, truly love, and truly live.
Disconnect to reconnect. Sometimes the best way to find truth is to put the phone down and go outside. The real world is high resolution, zero latency, and 100% authentic. Do not let the digital world replace it. We are at a crossroads where one path leads to a world where nothing is true and the other leads to resilience. Choose resilience. Choose to be sharp, skeptical, and supportive of truth, because the future depends on choices you make today. Let me show you what is coming next. We asked a top cybersecurity expert about the future, and he said the battle will move to real-time encryption of video. Cameras of the future might digitally sign every frame they record, and if the signature is broken, the video is fake. Sony and Canon are already working on this technology, so authenticity will be baked into the hardware of recording devices. Imagine a web where you can filter content and toggle a switch so all AI-generated noise simply disappears from view. That is the future we should demand, a future where human creativity is distinct and protected from algorithmic imitation. Machines imitate, humans feel. A machine can generate a perfect image of a tear, but it does not know what sadness actually feels like. We connect with art because it communicates shared human experience, and deepfakes sever that connection, leaving us empty. Preserve your humanity and do not let the flood of synthetic media numb you to real suffering and joy around you. Perhaps the solution lies in new platforms where identity is verified and reputation is the only currency that matters. We might see a retreat into smaller private communities as the era of the global village comes to an end. We will build walled gardens of trust, where inside we know who is real and outside it is the Wild West of AI. The choice of where you spend your digital time is yours. Choose quality over quantity. Choose truth over sensation. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us on this investigation. If this helped, subscribe and verify before sharing. We have many more investigations coming as we peel back the layers of the modern world one story at a time. This has been Hidden Costs. Remember, everything has a price, even if you cannot see the price tag immediately. Stay safe out there. Verify everything, trust your instincts, and never stop questioning the narrative.